Very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch powered by HSBC. I'm Priya Sheth, and joining me on this conversation is Vineet Budki, who's the managing partner at Cypher Capital. Thank you very much, Vineet, for joining us today. I want to begin by talking about your $100 million fund that you've recently announced. Tell us about the kind of investments that you're looking through it. And it's interesting because it's a fund that's in the crypto space, which is a very hot space at this point in time. So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. Thank you, Priya, first to having me over here. Now, when you talk about the fund, yes, we announced it 2 days back at a launch in Dubai. This is a $100 million fund focused on investing in blockchain startups. Now, people think that investing in crypto is different than everything else. But again, when I look at startups raising money, they have three options. One is to go to a bank and get a loan against it, or you go to a VC and get equity. Now, blockchain or crypto fundraising is no different. It's just that instead of giving equity or instead of taking a loan, you are basically giving them a utility token in exchange of the funds that are raised. So for us, we have focused on this segment because I think blockchain on the long term has a big future. There are these segments which are coming up, like borrowing and lending platforms. We have insurance coming on board. We have data storage coming on board. So I think on a long term, the future goes towards Web 3.0, and that's where we thought, let's focus on being the first movers in this industry. Our fund one has already been existing for a long time. It's been there for 2 years. We invested, the fund one was $10 million, which invested in 100 plus investments and has been very successful. So again, I think blockchain is the future, and that's why we're investing in it.
Within the crypto universe, are there specific areas that you'd like to put money in when you talk about investments from this new fund?
So again, in the crypto space, the ones that we have already put money in and we look at it in the future, one is DeFi, decentralized finance. Now, a lot of people know the DeFi term, but don't exactly know what it does. So, in a traditional world, if you need to borrow something, you end up at a bank and get funds. And there are people who deposit and get some interest against it. In decentralized finance, if you have any of the crypto assets, like say Ethereum or Bitcoin, you can actually go to one of these platforms known as Aave or Compound, deposit them and get USDT loans against it. So basically, it's a one-click loan that you can get in this on these platforms. So for us, I think this is big. Already over $40 billion have been deposited in decentralized finance platforms, and still we have not gotten started. This is one key area. In fact, last fund invested in a project known as Mintrest. Mintrest is being done by the founding shareholder of freelancer.com, which in itself is a $5 billion company. So yes, we are looking at decentralized finance. We are looking at play to earn. One of the biggest sections that are coming across the world, kids are gamers, people are getting a lot into gaming. Our parents never said that, you can make money while playing games. And so in blockchain, there's this whole segment coming up where when you play games, you actually earn rewards. And it's known as the play to earn model. It all started with projects like Axie Infinity, which has become so popular in places like Philippines that, old 60-year-old uncles are making $200 a day playing them. So this is one more segment we are looking at. We're looking at layer 2 solutions where, the chains are trying to improve the performance of the existing chains like Ethereum. In fact, we have invested in a project known as Casper. Casper was done by an existing past member from the Ethereum chain, run by a guy who used to run a $10 billion hedge fund. He's Indian. His name is Minal. He is based out of the US. So these are some sections that we are looking to invest in. Again, more than the segments, for us, the point is about backing real valuable founders who have the perseverance and patience to make something.
Right. Tell us about valuations in the space. While we see from the outside, the crypto space is hot. We're seeing so much traction out there. But how do you view valuations in the space?
So again, valuations for the traditional markets, I know people think these are crazy. When a seed stage startup is raising money on the blockchain space, you see 10 million plus valuations, while in the real world, I've done startups. I know seed stage startups in real world only command $1 million in India per se. Valuations, I think, are high. Yes, high. But again, when you look at the total market cap, which is just $2 trillion right now, it's nowhere. You will see much bigger plays coming, because imagine $40 billion coming into decentralized finance in less than 1.5 years. And this is just starting. Whole of Latin America, whole of India, whole of Africa is going to come. And these valuations are going to go much higher. This is still early stages of blockchain. So again, we are not in the business of getting retail investors in, but anyone who understands, who is into crypto and is not a speculator, should really start getting it.
Right. A final question before I let you go on the exit scenario. While I know the space is still nascent, what would be your average exit time frame that you would be working with for these investments?
So again, crypto is different than real world startup investing, which for us, average exit times are between 3 to 5 years. There are longer term projects which have value where you don't end up, for example, we have invested in some launch platforms. We have Pools as a launch platform. There's an Indian startup which we invested in. It's known as SoulRaiser. This is a Solana developer ecosystem launchpad where projects on Solana can come and raise funds. It's like a crowdfunding on Solana. So for us, usually it is 3 to 5 years, but the rewards that you get out of it, like in SoulRaiser, if you hold SoulRaiser, you can actually be part of their ideas, the tokens that they launch, and you get returns from there also. So the time frame varies, but for us, it's 3 to 5 years.
All right, Vineet, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you all the very best in your journey going forward. Thanks for your time.